Chapter 44. We walk, each step deepening the cramps in my sides, the aches in my legs. We walk, taking small sips of ration water, trying not to drink more, until the temptation is too great that I take a huge gulp, feel it go down my throat and slosh into the emptiness of my stomach. We walk, blisters forming and burning with each step. We walk and walk and walk until our tongues are wagging, our brains telling us, just one more step, now one more, and one more. We cover miles, we cover hours, we cover nights by lying, trying, tricking, manipulating ourselves. One more step, now one more, and 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 one more, until the sky begins to lighten. Gancho leads the way with the two brothers, Jose and Antonio, behind him, then Nisla, who has Nene on her back, using a scarf to hide him, behind him. Then Nisla, who has Nene on her back, using a scarf to tie him in place. He's so tired he can't even hold on to her. His arms flop on his sides and his head on her back. Alvaro follows behind them, carrying their bags, and Pulga and me behind Alvaro. It seems impossible when I see the night begin to lighten. I look over at Pulga and say, "We did it." He stares at me and shakes his head. "¿Qué te pasa?" I ask. "Nothing," he mumbles, turning away from me. I want to tell him, we are this close, this close. Why is he giving up the closer we get? But I can't talk to him with the others around. While Gancho leads us closer to the mountains, there is too much silence. We can hear each other's breaths. We can hear each other's steps and gasps as the sky gets brighter and we see the first bits of sun shining over the horizon. We climb over the rock, and then more rock, until finally we are in a little hollow in the side of the mountain, a little hiding place for the day. We'll rest here until the sun begins to set again, Gancho tells us. Then we'll continue. I advise you all to eat, drink water, and get plenty of sleep. We have another long night of walking ahead of us, and you have to keep up. I look over at Ninsla, who looks exhausted and like she might vomit. Her lips are turning pale, and her eyes are half closed. Alvaro is whispering to her, putting a protein bar up to her mouth, until she takes a bite and chews it slowly, mindlessly. Nene, who has been sleeping on her mother's back, is now wide awake and wanting to play. "Let Mama rest," Alvaro tells Nene. And then, even though he looks exhausted, he pulls a small rubber ball from his backpack. Nene smiles as his father plays catch with him. I get lost in the back and forth of the ball, and almost fall asleep before I remember to eat first. Jose and Tony are in the corner, finishing up a can of tuna each. They position their backpacks as pillows and settle in. Gancho puts his hat over his face, crosses his legs and ankles, and tries to sleep. I pop open a can of tuna and take out a protein bar, then look over at Pulga, who doesn't move since we got here. "Are you okay?" He doesn't answer. "What? You're not talking to me all of a sudden?" He stares out at the opening of the smallish cave, and then sun getting brighter and brighter out there. I can feel it warming up the earth, the rock, which lets off a heat and reaches us, even in here. But Pulga looks out there like he's thinking of something. "Say something, Pulga. What is it?" I don't care anymore, Pequeña. Out of the corner of my eyes, I see Gancho lift his hat and stare in Pulga's direction for a moment before putting it back over his face, and again, setting into sleep. I move closer to Pulga. Don't say that," I whisper. "We're almost there. We're so close. How can you not care?" He shrugs. "I'm so tired," he says. I'm too exhausted to give him a pep talk now. My mind a little too thick, clearly. So I just take out another can of tuna, pop it open, and hand it to him. "Here, eat this and rest," I tell him. "You'll feel better." He takes the can and I begin to eat. The warm, fishy taste in my mouth makes me want to throw up, but I know it'll give me energy, so I keep eating it, and then the protein bar too. I look at Pulga. He is still just staring. "Eat," I tell him, but he puts down the can and curls up. Later, he tells me. I think about that food, about shoving it in his mouth and forcing him to eat, but instead I let him rest, and I give in to sleep too.